I'm here today because a 6-year member of the Calgary Police Service has been charged with aggravated assault in relation to an on-duty incident in 2015. On Monday, May 25th, 2015, police were called to a home in the 700 block of 9th Street Southwest for reports that a man had broken into his ex-girlfriend's residence and stolen a number of items. The man was located nearby and placed under arrest. He was subsequently transported downtown to the CPS Court Services Section. Officers pulled into the parking lot behind the Court Services Section and removed the man from the back of the marked police vehicle. At this time, an altercation took place between one of the officers and the man, resulting in the man being thrown to the ground while handcuffed. He received serious head injuries as a result. The man was taken to the hospital where he later recovered from his injuries. The incident was captured on multiple CCTV cameras. The Director of Law Enforcement and ACERT were notified by the CPS the day after and subsequently directed the CPS Professional Standards Section to continue with the investigation. A report was approved by ACERT on Tuesday, May 10th, 2016, and forwarded to the Edmonton Crown Prosecutor's Office on Monday, September 26th, 2016. The member is now on administrative leave and their status will be continually reviewed. The man who was under arrest at the time of the incident was charged with 1 count of break and enter and 3 counts of breach of a recognizance order. So I'm good to take questions.
What date did this happen?
This happened Monday, May 25th, 2015.
2015?
2015, yeah.
Why has the officer who's been charged not been named? Is this in relation to something of a domestic nature?
No. Because the officer was on duty in the execution of his duties, we've decided not to name him in this incident.
Was this officer, was he known prior to this victim here who suffered the assault, or known to the person who had the break and enter?
Not that I'm aware of.
Also, was he one of the arresting officers at the scene of this break and enter, or was he at the CSS depot?
You know, I'm not sure the answer to that either. I do know he was one of the transporting officers.
One of the transporting officers.
Yep.
And what kind of situation pushes an officer maybe to just go beyond their civil?
You know, that would require me to speculate on all sorts of things, and I'm not prepared to do that in this case. But our officers are regular people from the community, right, trying to do a good job every day, and in this instance, I'm not sure what happened. I haven't seen any of this video. I'm just here today to make sure that we're giving you some insight into what happened. So.
Do we know if there's been a court date at all set following up with these charges?
You know, I don't have the court date. There will be a court date set. I just don't have it.
And then the man arrested, how is he doing with his injuries?
He recovered from those injuries, but he has subsequently passed away as a result of unrelated events.
As far as what?
From the injuries he received on that day,
Yes.
he recovered.
Yes.
After that, he passed away as a result of a different event.
So between May, the 25th when this incident happened, and now he is deceased due to something unrelated.
Unrelated, yes, sir.
What day were charges laid?
Today.
Today.
Anything else?
Is there any, with a member of the CPS being charged, and there's been a couple of incidents within the last year, is there any concerns that this might, ruin the reputation of CPS with the community at large?
We are always concerned about how we're viewed by our community. That's the reason we're here today. We're committed to being transparent. We want an open relationship with not only our community, but the media. It's so important for us to be seen as accessible and willing to talk and explain what we do in the execution of our duties 24/7, because our officers need that kind of we need those relationships in place with our community to make sure we can do our jobs as best as we can do them. Right, our officers work really hard every day, and something like this makes it it impacts all of them. We don't like to see this, right? But I am confident that all of our officers work hard every day and are resilient and want to do a good job for our community.
So then the officer on leave right now, there's no word of him coming back or anything?
Those types of decisions are going to be reviewed ongoing. This is very new, right? So this just happened today, and we'll continue to review his status. As of right now, he's on administrative leave.
With that administrative leave, how is that assessed? As we continually review it, is it every few weeks, every few months, or is it a case-by-case basis?
It's case by case. Some of it's procedural. So right now it's in that procedural stage where we're gathering all the information so that we can make an informed decision about this officer and their future. That's good for the officer and supports them, right? Because this officer right now has just moved into a process that they're entitled to, like every other citizen in Calgary, to go through the legal system and have an unbiased, fair court date where they can defend themselves and give their side of the story.
And just one last one. 6-year member of the force. Any way you can disclose, what section he may have worked in, or in what capacity? Homicide, traffic.
Frontline patrol.
Frontline patrol.
Does this affect the morale a lot? Do you know it, or just?
It affects morale. Our officers don't want to be perceived in certain ways, right? This officer didn't start their day wanting this to happen. None of us want to be involved in something that causes injury or harm to a member of the public. Everybody joins this job because they want to make a difference. They want to do a good job. They want to help people. And at the end of your shift, if you've been a part of something that you feel as though just didn't go the way you wanted it to go, you take that home with you. And the officers that see these things happen, they see other officers charged, they're disappointed and concerned because they want to be seen as people that are trying hard and making a difference, and they do. Our officers are fantastic. So.